Hello students, today we will discuss lowering of vapor pressure and relative lowering of vapor pressure. Let us start. Suppose in a beaker we take pure solvent. You can take any solvent. Say for example we take solvent as a water. So these are molecules of water on the surface and these are molecules of water in the bulk. So class, we have taken solvent in a beaker and these are molecules of the solvent on the surface and in the bulk. Okay, we keep liquid on the surface and we know the molecules which are present on the surface. These molecules on the surface, they go out and form vapor, but they are restricted only to limited volume because there is a lid on the top of the beaker. So these molecules of vapor, they are moving randomly. So when these molecules of vapor, when they move randomly, okay, they may collide on the surface molecules and it may happen that the vapor molecule again become liquid. So class, two things are happening here. Liquid molecules are becoming vapor from the surface and vapor molecules are also becoming liquid. So the stage at which the rate at which liquid become vapor becomes equal to the rate at which vapors become liquid. When both rates become equal, liquid to vapor and vapor to liquid, we call the condition as a equilibrium. So at equilibrium, the pressure exerted by the vapors of the liquid on its surface, we call it pressure as a vapor pressure. But since we are taken on pure liquid, so I call it vapor pressure of pure liquid, or you can say vapor pressure of pure solvent because your solvent is liquid, the vapor pressure of pure solvent. So class, symbol for that we write P for vapor pressure, 0 for pure and 1 for solvent. So P0 is the vapor pressure of pure solvent. Say for example this value of vapor pressure of pure solvent is 0.4 atmosphere at 40 degree Celsius. So say for example the vapor pressure of pure solvent at 40 degree Celsius is 0.4 atmosphere. Now class, suppose in this beaker in which we have taken pure solvent, we had some solute, we had some non-volatile solute, So class, suppose in this beaker we had 0.1 mole urea. So we had 0.1 mole urea. So class, 0.1 mole of urea consists of 6.022 into 10 raised to 22 molecules of urea, because we know 1 mole consists of 6.022 10 power 23. Since it is 0.1 mole divided by 10, so it will be 6.022 10 power 22 molecules of urea are added in this beaker. So class, these molecules of urea, they will occupy some places in the bulk, and also these molecules of urea occupy some places on the surface. And class, urea is non-volatile solute. The meaning of non-volatile solute means it does not form the vapor. So molecules which are present on the surface, urea molecules, they are not going to form vapors at any cost. So class, since molecules of urea which are present on the surface, they are not going to form any vapor, the surface area available for formation of vapor is now decreased, because the volume which was initially, the surface which was initially occupied only by water molecules or only by solvent molecules, 100% solvent molecules were present on the surface when we take pure solvent. But after addition of non-volatile solute in that solvent, the surface area available for formation of vapor has now decreased, because there are now less solvent molecules on the surface, as some surface is also taken by the molecules of non-volatile solute. In this case it is urea, right? So class, we can say number of solvent molecules available to form vapor on surface per unit area has decreased. Okay, so number of solvent molecules available to form vapors on surface per unit area has decreased. So class, because of that the amount of vapor form will be less on the surface, and since amount of vapor form is less on the surface at same temperature, that is 40 degrees Celsius, so now vapor pressure will decrease. So now vapor pressure of solution, that is called P1, that vapor pressure. Now vapor pressure is not same after adding urea. When water was pure, vapor pressure was 0.4. After adding urea, 0.1 mole urea, now vapor pressure is not same. The vapor pressure has decreased. Now say that vapor pressure is P1. So P1 can be called as vapor pressure of solution, or you can also call that vapor pressure of solvent over the solution or above the solution. Class, remember vapors are formed only by solvent and not by solute. So even after adding of urea, water vapor pressure is there, it is only because of the solvent. So you can say vapor pressure of solvent over the solution is P1. Now vapor pressure of solvent has changed. When solvent was pure, its vapor pressure was 0.4. Now when solvent consists of urea, now vapor pressure has decreased. I told you decrease at the same temperature. Now say for example that decreased vapor pressure value is 0.3 atmosphere at 40 degrees Celsius, and we have to take temperature constant. Okay, so class, now you can see before adding urea vapor pressure was 0.4 and after adding urea vapor pressure is 0.3. So vapor pressure has lowered. So class, P01 minus P1, you can see here that value is 0.4 minus 0.3 atmosphere in this case. So that value is called as the vapor pressure lowering. So we call that P01 minus P, this quantity as vapor pressure lowering. Class, ठीक है? Okay, so class, instead of urea, if we have added 0.1 mole glucose in solvent, say for example we had taken solvent, so solvent was water here, suppose we had taken water and to that water we add 0.1 mole glucose instead of 0.1 mole urea. Plus in first case, suppose when we added urea, suppose amount of mass of water taken was 1 kg. So we again take, say for example 1 kg of pure water or 1 kg of pure solvent. Its vapor pressure in pure state was 0.4 atmosphere at 40 degrees Celsius, the vapor pressure of pure solvent. So we are taking same quantity of water here which was taken earlier, so 1 kg water in first case where we added urea. Now we are adding pure water here. Vapor pressure of pure water at 40 degrees Celsius was 0.4 atmosphere. Now suppose in this water we add 0.1 mole glucose. So instead of adding 0.1 mole urea, we add 0.1 mole glucose. So class, 0.1 mole glucose consists of 6.022 into 10 power 22 molecules of glucose. So class, glucose is also non-volatile solute, so it will occupy some places in the bulk and also some places on the surface. So surface area available for formation of vapor will decrease and vapor pressure will also decrease. So that is called P1. So what is P1? P1 is the vapor pressure of solvent over the solution. So remember, glucose is not forming any vapor. So water vapor pressure is there on the surface of the liquid. It is only because of the solvent. But when it was pure, the vapor pressure is 0.4. But when you add glucose, vapor pressure does not remain 0.4 because less amount of vapor is formed. So that P1, say for example, it is now 0.3 atmosphere at 40 degrees Celsius. So class, so lowering of vapor pressure value is P01 minus P1, that is equal to 0.1 atmosphere again. So class, this lowering of vapor pressure property, the lowering of vapor pressure of solvent, for urea it was 0.1. the lowering of vapor pressure was 0.1 for urea and is again 0.1 for glucose. So lowering of vapor pressure does not depend on the nature of solute. Which solute you are taking is not important here. It depends only on the number of particles of solute. So since in both the cases, in urea you are taken 6.02 to 10.22 molecules and in glucose also you are taken same number of molecules, the vapor pressure lowers by same quantity. So class, such properties are called as the colligative properties we discussed earlier. So property which does not depend on the nature of solute particles but depends on the number of solute particles present in the solution. So whatever vapor pressure is lowered, the vapor pressure lowering is the colligative property. Okay class, so now let us discuss what is the meaning of relative lowering of vapor pressure. So P01 minus P1 is called as the vapor pressure lowering. So if I divide this vapor pressure lowering again by vapor pressure of pure solvent, so that ratio is called as the relative lowering of vapor pressure. So class, we can define relative lowering of vapor pressure as, so class, this is relative lowering of vapor pressure. So we can define relative lowering of vapor pressure as ratio of vapor pressure lowering of solvent. This is nothing but this value, vapor pressure of lowering of solvent, divided by vapor pressure of pure solvent. And class, remember, like lowering of vapor pressure, relative lowering of vapor pressure is also colligative property. So relative lowering of vapor pressure does not depend on which solute you are taken. It depends only on the number of particles of solute present in the solution. So how much will be relative lowering of vapor pressure of solvent by addition of solute does not depend on the nature of solute, but it depends on the number of particles of solute present in the solution. Okay, Raoult's law for solution containing non-volatile solute. So we have already discussed a beaker containing solvent, N1 moles of solvent, and solvent is volatile solvent. This is beaker containing volatile solvent. We put the lid. So since this solvent is volatile solvent, at equilibrium the vapors of this solvent exert pressure on the surface of the solvent. So that solvent is pure solvent, so we call that vapor pressure as P01, that is vapor pressure of pure solvent. Okay. In solvent, if we dissolve non-volatile solute, say for example we dissolve some non-volatile solute in solvent at same temperature. So if we dissolve N2 moles of non-volatile solute in N1 moles of solvent, then we discussed earlier by addition of non-volatile solute in solvent, vapor pressure of solvent decreases. Now suppose that P1 is vapor pressure of solvent from solution, vapor pressure of solvent from solution, or you can simply say vapor pressure of solution. So we know that P1 is always less than P01, and the difference P01 minus P1 is called as the lowering of vapor pressure, and if you divide this ratio P01 minus P1 again by vapor pressure of pure solvent, that is called as the relative lowering of vapor pressure. We discussed this. So lowering of vapor pressure and relative lowering of vapor pressure. So according to Raoult's law, for solution containing non-volatile solute, the vapor pressure of solvent from solution, we see the statement, the vapor pressure of solvent from solution that symbol is P1 we have seen here is directly proportional to its mole fraction in solution. So class, mole fraction of solvent in solution we are taken as x1, because x1 is mole fraction of solvent, which is nothing but number of moles of solvent upon number of moles of solvent plus solute, and here your solute is non-volatile solute. So the statement of Raoult's law for solution containing non-volatile solute is the vapor pressure of solvent from solution. Class, why the term vapor pressure of solvent from solution? Because when solvent is pure solvent, its vapor pressure is high, but when we add some solute in solvent, the vapor pressure of solvent decreases. So that decrease in that new vapor pressure, which is lower than vapor pressure of pure solvent, that is nothing but vapor pressure of solvent from solution, or you can simply say vapor pressure of solution is directly proportional to its mole fraction in solution. So class, if I write it mathematically, so P1 is vapor pressure of solvent from solution is directly proportional to mole fraction of solvent in solution. So P1 is directly proportional to x1. If you remove proportional sign, P1 is equal to P01 into x1, where P01 is nothing but vapor pressure of pure solvent and x1 is mole fraction of solvent in solution. So P1 is equal to P01 into x1. Okay, class, if we rearrange this, P1 upon P01 is equal to x1, but class, x1 plus x2 is always equal to 1, because when you add all mole fractions, total is always equal to 1. Therefore x2 is equal to, so therefore we can write x1 is equal to 1 minus x2. If you substitute in this equation, so P1 upon P01 is equal to 1 minus x2. Again rearrange, therefore x2 is equal to 1 minus P1 upon P01, or you can write P01 minus P1 upon P01 is equal to x2. So class, if you remember, P01 minus P1 upon P01, we have called this term as relative lowering of vapor pressure, correct? So P01 minus P1 upon P01, this term is called as the relative lowering of vapor pressure. So we can also say relative lowering of vapor pressure for solution containing non-volatile solute is equal to mole fraction of solute in solution. So class, what you have written mathematically, we have expressed it to relative lowering of vapor pressure for solution containing non-volatile solute. You can see here relative lowering of vapor pressure for solution containing non-volatile solute. So this term is equal to mole fraction of solute in solution. So class, mole fraction of solute in solution, we have symbol x2, so it is x2 over here. So P01 minus P1 upon P01 is equal to x2. So class, let us see how we can find molar mass of solute using this Raoult's law. So molar mass of solute using Raoult's law. So P01, we have just seen P01 minus P1 upon P01 is equal to x2. So class, x2 can be written as P01 minus P1 upon P01. x2 can be written as N2 upon N1 plus N2. Mole fraction of solute is equal to number of moles of solute divided by total number of moles of solution. Okay, but class, we study colligative properties only for dilute solutions. So colligative properties gives results, experimental calculated values gives proper results only if solution is dilute. So since solution is dilute, again I tell you colligative property, when you study any colligative property, and I told you that relative lowering of vapor pressure is a colligative property, and colligative properties are studied properly only for dilute solutions, can be studied for dilute solutions. So since solution is dilute, therefore it contains very less number of solute as compared to number of moles of solvent. So N1 is very large as compared to N2, because dilute solution is one which contains large amount of solvent and less amount of solute. So in above equation, N2 can be neglected. So therefore N1 plus N2 can be taken as approximately equal to N1. Here we are neglected N2. So if you substitute in above equation, P01 minus P1 upon P01 is equal to N2 upon N1. But class, number of moles is mass upon molar mass. So if I say number of moles of solvent, it will be mass of solvent upon molar mass of solvent. We already discussed. One we take term 1 we take for solvent. So if I say N1 means number of moles of solvent, it is equal to mass of solvent upon molar mass of solvent. Similarly, we take term N2 for solute. So N2 is equal to mass of solute upon molar mass of solute. So W2 is mass of solute, M2 is molar mass of solute, and that ratio gives you number of moles of solute. So if I substitute these two values in this equation, so if you substitute, we get P01 minus P1 upon P01 is equal to W2 upon M2, which is for N2, into M1 upon W1, because it is divided by M2. So if we reverse it, M1 upon W1. So class, this is formula which is relation between lowering of vapor pressure or relative lowering of vapor pressure and molar mass of solute. We can rearrange also. So M2 can be written as P01 upon P01 minus P1. We just rearrange into W2 M1 upon W1. A very important formula to solve numerical based question. So molar mass of solute and vapor pressure of solvent and solution are related by equation. So W2 M1 upon, W2 M1 upon W1. So this is formula to calculate molar mass of solute by lowering of vapor pressure or by relative lowering of vapor pressure. Thank you.